you're enjoying the view. I never get tired of staring at it. Eternity.
Hey there, YouTube. Today, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about Starfield. And no, I'm not talking about how to get XP fast as possible or how to earn a quadrillion credits as fast as possible. No. I want to tell you what you really need to know about Starfield. First things first. Starfield, despite of what everybody is saying, is not a space game. It is a sci-fi RPG. It is a typical Bethesda game. And don't get me wrong right here. I don't mean it in a bad way. Actually, I mean it in a good way. Because what I want from Bethesda and from a Bethesda game is exactly what I get. Or at least, you know, what I somewhat expected. Basically, Starfield is the complete opposite of what everybody thought it would be. Everybody thought it would be, I mean, including myself, that it would be groundbreaking, something completely new, something really great. But in the end, it's just another Bethesda title. Let's start with graphics. The graphics are somewhat okay-ish. You know, from a game came out in 2023. Actually, to be completely honest, the graphics aren't that overwhelming. There are games out there, you know, some years old with better graphics, but that's not really that bad. We have an improvement from Fallout 4. They are kind of, I can't really say a percentage, but they are somewhat better graphics than Fallout 4. So it is kind of an improvement. One thing that always was a good point for me to buy a Bethesda game and enjoy playing it was the freedom. So this is the same in Starfield. You really have the freedom. So either you follow the story or you just do whatever you want. If you want to go and play with the Crimson Fleet, you can do that actually right away. If you want to be a 3-star guy, you can do that right away. If you want to do VC Vanguard missions, you can do that right away. So basically you can do everything else than following the main storyline. Like myself, in every Skyrim game and in every Fallout game, I basically did everything else before I finished the story. And that's what is super appealing from a, you know, from a gamer's point of view. When it comes to Bethesda games, you don't really have to follow that line. You can basically from the start do, oh jeez, you can actually from the start do whatever you like to do. One thing that is typically Bethesda style is facial expressions. Okay, so first things first, the faces do look good. They don't look great, they look good, but the facial expressions, like every other Bethesda game, and this is a sentence I will say probably a lot in that video, this like every other Bethesda game. So the facial expressions are like every other Bethesda game. They all look like psychopath. Like when I talk with them, you don't really know, do they like you or do they want to kill you? So this is actually quite a funny part for me, because it always gives me some sort of a laugh when you talk with some character and their facial expressions are going pretty much everywhere. So that's a thing. Another thing is space traveling. In every Bethesda game, there is a thing about fast traveling. Okay, but before you can fast travel, you need to discover a place first. So once you've been there, you can fast travel there. And this is where the game becomes kind of boring over time. Because the thing is, if you have to go everywhere every time by yourself, it is a complete different thing. But once you start doing missions like one after the other with, you know, going fast traveling there, doing the mission, going fast traveling back, you get another mission, going fast travel there, doing the mission, fast traveling back, taking a mission, fast traveling there, doing a mission, fast traveling back, getting a new mission, you know, you get the point. So a lot of people talk about repetitive games, and Bethesda is one of the most repetitive games of all, because everything you do is going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And you don't even have a way that makes it kind of, you know, cool to walk back and forth, because everything can happen on the way. No, because you're fast traveling all the time, which makes you missing out a lot of fun. A lot of, you know, maybe a lot of fun, depending on all those random missions and stuff. But all in all, you have a lot of the same kind of missions. It's like going from A to B, do something, go back, and you do all this with a fast traveling system. So I have to say that, you know, you're just going too fast. And with that going too fast and making a mission after mission after mission after mission after mission, it just gives you that super repetitive feel. But another thing is bound to that. It's space traveling. Because basically you don't do a lot of space traveling, because most of the time you go the fast way, which is fast traveling, and not, you know, flying through space, which you don't really do too much anyway. So that's another point on sci-fi RPG and not being a space sim. I already said it before, I was talking about replayability. For me, the game doesn't have a lot replayability. Once you've made the Vanguard missions, the 3-star collective missions, the main mission, of course, the Crimson Fleet mission, and the Rio, this corporation mission. So once you have done all that, yeah, of course you can replay it and do like different decisions and see the outcome. But once you've done the one way, you already know what's going to happen the other way, especially when you finish the game once. So I don't really see a lot of replayability in this game. Maybe when mods start to get out and when mod support and everything comes out next year, maybe this is going to change, but for now, replayability just is not the thing, for me at least. The story. Boy, oh boy, the story. If there is one thing Bethesda is really good at, this is, you know, writing stories. And that's one thing why I play, or another thing, besides a lot of others, why I play Bethesda games are the story. I really love these story-driven games, especially when you have something to listen to, a story to, you know, to dive into. And this is where Bethesda really have their strength in story and writing all those dialogues and giving you all those choices and everything. So if you're looking for a great story game, then this game is definitely the game for you. So overall, Starfield is a classic Bethesda game. You have a world. You can, you know, travel around. After you have seen everything, you only go fast traveling, like in every other Bethesda game as well. You have facial expressions where you don't really know, is it a normal human being or is it a psychopath? Do he likes you or do he wants to kill you? You know, you don't really know, but that's like a typical Bethesda thing. You have mediocre graphics, you have mediocre performance, depending on where you are and what PC build you have. There is a some sort of replayability, not for me, maybe for others, but it's kind of a mixed feelings about that. I would like to play it again, but on the other hand, I have to do everything again. So why should I do that? I know everything. I know the story. I know it all. And when the story ends, you know that there is a reason why to play it again. But the thing is, I don't really see any sense in doing it again. That's pretty much it, I guess. I think that's really everything you need to know. You know, if you're looking for a great single game with a great story, then go ahead and play it. You will have like, I don't know, 50, 60, 70 hours of playtime. You can enjoy it and then you can put it aside. If you're looking for a game where you really, where it's more about space traveling, then you're better off with Elite Dangerous or maybe Star Citizen, okay, or No Man's Sky. So I think that's everything I want to say about it for now. Don't really know that I make any other video about Starfield because tutorials are out there a shit fuck of ton, and I'm not one of these guys who take every little bit about of a game and talk about it over 10 minutes just to produce content, because I don't need to produce content because this YouTube thing is not my job, okay? So that's that. That's probably the last Starfield video I made. I think I just made one before and this now. It's okay. So I'm ready to play Elite Dangerous again, and more Elite Dangerous content is to come in the future. Again, luckily and thankfully, I finished Starfield. So see you soon. See ya in the black. And bye-bye.